Pursuing a God-sized dream is a journey, often a long one. We will encounter disappointment in various forms, heartache, feelings of failure, loneliness. We've talked about not letting things like disappointment cripple us. We have to put it behind us and press on. But when the disappointment hits, or when the heartache and other feelings come, it's important to understand that we don't have to brush it off and pretend that we're not affected, as if we are somehow lacking faith if we're feeling sad. No, this is an opportunity to cling to God. We need to pour out our hearts and tell Him how we feel so He can minister to us. We need to be real with God. Hannah had a God-sized dream to be a mom, but she couldn't conceive. The Lord had closed her womb, and her husband's other wife, Peninnah, would not let her forget it. She provoked Hannah bitterly about it. Imagine having a God-sized dream that's not being realized, and you're reminded constantly of it by your rival. Every year, the family would go up to worship and sacrifice to the Lord at Shiloh. So this one year, again, Peninnah was again bitterly provoking Hannah. Hannah wept, couldn't eat. She went off by herself to the temple. 1 Samuel 1:10 says, she, greatly distressed, prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. She asked the Lord to look on her affliction, to not forget her, and said if He would give her a son, she would give him back to the Lord. She was so passionate in prayer that the priest saw her mouth moving and thought she was drunk. Hannah said this, 1 Samuel 1:15, "No, my Lord, I am a woman oppressed in spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I have poured out my soul before the Lord." Then it says, verse 18, "So the woman went her way and ate, and her face was no longer sad." Nothing had changed yet, but because Hannah had poured out her soul to the Lord, her soul was uplifted. There's ministry in the pouring out. There's ministry in God's presence. Your soul can't stay in the same place. Peace and joy are of the Lord. He will pour it out to refresh you. We need that outpouring as we pursue these God-sized dreams. David had a God-sized dream. He'd been anointed the next king of Israel. But as King Saul daily hunted to kill him, it looked as if David might never see that happen. Years passed with David on the run, fearing for his life. It was hard. There were times David felt hopeless and defeated. Times he wondered where God was. And he didn't hide how he felt. He didn't feel the need to pretend that his faith was ever and always strong. He took his disappointments and frustrations to God. And in doing so, his faith and strength were renewed. The Psalms are filled with David being real with God. Like Psalm 13. "How long, O Lord? Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart all the day? How long will my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and answer me, O Lord my God." But with his heart lifted to God, David remembers something. He says, "But I have trusted in your loving kindness. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord, because He has dealt bountifully with me." David's entire heart posture shifted from lament to praise. How? As he's being real with God, talking to God, he's in the presence of God. The Lord is faithful to minister to us when we're in His presence. He's faithful to remind us that He's faithful. We are strengthened to keep trusting, keep following, keep clinging. As you encounter disappointment, heartache, and other challenges in your pursuit of your God-sized dream, take it to the Lord. Be real with Him and allow Him to refresh you on the journey. Let me know in the comments, are you in the habit of being real with God? Do you take your disappointments and heartaches to Him? I am so thankful that we can encourage one another on this journey. I believe the Lord is truly working. Thank you for subscribing and sharing. I will see you in the next video. Keep clinging.